Okay, so now I want to walk you through doing homework in MathAS. Now, the number one thing students like to focus on is the homework that is in the MathAS system. But I do want to point out it is equally important to do the homework not in the MathAS system. So, if you'll notice here, when we go to, I believe it's right here under written homework and handouts, what we can see here is there's the notes and everything that we took. And if we go down in here, we have odd answers to book problems. Chapter 2 answers, Chapter 3 answers. Now, what those are referring to are the problems that are actually in each section. So I'm going to work out of section 2.2 today. So if I go ahead and open up the textbook section, I want to point out at the end of the section, there are problems. Now, I use the words odd answers a little loosely. Sometimes it's even, sometimes it's odd, but nonetheless, these are definitely problems that you should be doing for every section, and I highly recommend do all of them. Now, sometimes in books that can be a little daunting because there's hundreds and hundreds of problems, but in this book there's not. This section had 9 problems at the back, so you should definitely be doing, in part of your homework, you should be doing every problem from the back of the book. As well as the problems, or not the back of the book, but the end of each section, as well as problems that are located here in MathAS. So now, how do you find the MathAS problems? Well, you'll notice I'm here in section 2.2. There's the textbook, here's the videos you watch, and then here is the homework. So you just click on the 2.2 section, and you'll notice it'll bring up problems that are to be done in MathAS. Now, these are fun because you get immediate feedback. You immediately find out if you're doing it right or wrong. And you'll also notice there are videos that you can watch to get help, but it's important to understand what these videos are saying to you. If you watch a video, that means you do not know the problem well enough and you need to do more practice. It means you need to go back and reread, rewatch, do whatever you need to do, because if you had to watch this video to get through the problem, you weren't ready. So what else was I going to say? Okay, so now I liked problem number 7 because I wanted to show you that there are problems that are multiple choice, where you kind of just choose A, B, and C. Again, if it takes you more than one attempt for this type of problem, it means you were not ready. You really need to stop and think and take these types of problems seriously, because there's no randomization to them. You just have to. So you really have to use self-evaluation. That's what homework really is all about, self-evaluation. So see if you get these right on the first try. Try not to use videos. Last resort. Then also notice at the end of every problem is a message instructor about this question. Whenever you want to ask a question about homework, please use this link. When you do this, you'll notice in the email it sends to me, I get a copy of the problem. So you don't need to worry about telling me what the problem says or just trying to send me a picture of it. Nothing like that. It's pretty simple. Now in here, you can try and type whatever you want. I got stuck, whatever. Okay, and that's kind of hard to do in math typing. So you'll notice over here, there's little places where you can go ahead and type in your math using the code if you've learned how to do it from MathAS. Or you can also do it in here using kind of symbols. There's your symbols and whatnot. But I personally really think the easiest way and the best way to do this is to send me a picture of your work. So what you're going to do is literally take a picture of your work using your camera phone, using a scanner, doing something of that nature. Then when you come into here, do you see the little paper clip? You're going to click on that. You're going to type a description. Problem 3.2 number 4. It really doesn't matter because I get a copy of the problem right in there. Now, the file that you want to upload to me, you have to go ahead and click in here, and you'll see it brings up a list of everything you've ever uploaded. Well, for you may not have uploaded very much. So, oh, Sugar Shack, I can't get this any higher. Let me change my resolution real fast. Okay, so got myself resized here. So what you can see is there's the list of all the videos, and then that I've ever uploaded, or pictures I've ever uploaded, but you probably won't have that list. So what you go to here is upload file, choose your file, and now you go to wherever you saved it on your computer. And so probably a lot of you would put it under, downloads or something like that and say, oh, here's my picture. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, upload. So now when it says it's uploading, so it's going to take a minute to upload to the server. And once it's done, you'll see it added just up here to the very top where it says just uploaded. So you can go ahead and click on that. And now it says, all right, description. Here's what you said it was. You're gonna, the file is right there, and open it. This is more for me, but it's. Do you want, when I click on the link, do you want it to open in the same window or do you want to open in a new window? So it's always nice when you do that. So now, if you send me the Ask Your Teacher, you can now, you'll actually show me your work, exactly what you did. If you don't do that, there is a high likelihood I will respond to you with something that's less helpful than if you respond to something with that. So, so if you send me this, then I can actually look and find your mistakes and find your errors. So then you just simply click Send Message. Oh, select recipient. You got to choose me. There we go. Now you send your message, and voila, it goes to my mailbox here in MathAS. So then I will go ahead and click on it, and you'll see I see your message, I can see your problem, and then I could download your picture and work with it from there. So I hope that makes sense. So anyway, so whenever you're asking for help, that is the method I highly suggest you do. Please do that. Now, let me get rid of this here. So now, once you select your answer, I don't know. Whoops, that's not what I want. Submit. Got it wrong. Okay. Submit. Got it right. Yay. Okay. So once you have your green check mark in homework, this is how you know you have credit. You don't need to do anything else. Once you have a green check mark, you are done. So then, and you can see also here on the side, it has been added to the, instead of the blue arrow, it has a green check mark, which means you have completed it. It shows you your points, 1 out of 1. Okay. Now, the next very important thing for homework is looking at problems that are fill in the blank or free response. Now, one of the great things I love about this system is you can type in things if you know kind of programming code, or it's kind of like how you type in your calculator. You can type it straight in. But for some people, that's a little less comfortable. So what you can do is, do you see the little, when you click in the box, the little yellow box or orange box with the up arrow? When you click on that, now you get a editor that is how you would write it on paper. So if I wanted to write x to the 4th, I could type in x to the 4th minus the, I don't know, square root of 3x to the 3rd minus 2. And you'll notice, so now I didn't accidentally forget a set of parentheses or whatnot, and I got everything the way I want it. And here, let's even make it x to the negative 4th so you can see how this all pops out. Okay, so now I got a x to the negative 4th. So now when we go ahead and hit save, it translates that into what you could have just typed in yourself. But if you didn't know that square root was the same thing as QRT with parentheses, it does it for you. Now, off to the right, the preview button, this button shows you whatever you typed in. This is how the computer is interpreting it. Now, this makes no sense according to this type of problem. So you'll see that's why it's telling you it's undefined. It doesn't make sense. It's looking for something like 4. So now if I type in 4, it's telling you, hey, 4 equals 4. I know how to interpret that. This answer makes sense. Now, whether or not it's actually the correct answer, that's not what this is saying to you. It's just telling you what you typed in. It makes sense for the problem. This can be super helpful sometimes when, if the problem has like t's in it, and you forget and you type in x's, you'll catch those mistakes before submitting your answer, because it'll tell you, hey, I don't understand what you're saying, and you can look back and say, oh, I typed in t's and it has x's, or vice versa. So nonetheless, so we type in an answer, we hit submit. We didn't get it, so we'll try again. So nonetheless, that's essentially the idea for doing homework. So this is the homework that is graded in this class. You'll see it's not very lengthy. It's really about self-evaluation. So make sure you do not rush through the homework. Make sure you do not do it with a tutor. Make sure you do it on your own, because if you're doing it with a tutor, Again, it's not original thought, it's not your thought, and you're not really going to know if you're ready or not. So I would highly recommend, if you're working with a tutor, you can show them the problems and say, hey, I need practice on stuff like this, or I need help on stuff like this, but don't have them do the problems for you, okay? Or have them. Okay, so I hope that answers all your questions for homework, and best of luck.